Raider Nation, good evening. Thank y'all for being here with me and Quiet Q tonight, man. And 48 hours away, man. Less than 48 hours away
Yes,
from
sir.
the
Raider
draft.
Nation.
All good, all good. Well, hold on real quick. GQ is in here. We weren't sure if GQ was gonna make it. We know you out of town.
Yo, 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 what's the big old deal?
Yes,
Shit.
sir.
What's happening, my brother? What's
I
happening, man?
uh I'm probably gonna slide out of here in a second, but I definitely wanted to come through and say what's up to the nation, man. I just slid in on you, letting them know I was out of town. I am out of town right now. I'm up here in Utah, in Salt Lake City and shit. Got some things going for work and whatnot. It's been a cool little trip so far. Y'all see me last night. I went live on the Facebook page. I was in the side of Raider bars, the Midway out here, fucking Raider bar and shit. Met some cool homies in there and shit. So that's cool to come to a new place and see some familiar faces in terms of Raiders. So it's been
Most
all
definitely.
good, y'all, man. I'm having a good time. But before I do slide up out of here, I want to make sure I for sure take a shot with the nation, man. Take a
Mhm.
shot with y'all, baby. We
Sir.
on. Yeah,
Mhm.
buddy. But anyways,
Cheers.
how y'all doing? How was your trip, bro? I mean, obviously, saw the pictures and everything, and with everybody and pops and all that. So again, happy birthday to pops and everything. How
Right
was it
on.
out there?
It was a great time, man. It was a great time, man. Q was out there both days kicking it with us, man. Appreciate that for sure. Um, hey, we had a great time in the Bay, man. It's always a great time
Always a
in the
good time
Bay,
in the Bay,
man.
man.
Always a good
Oh,
time, man.
oh,
It's
glad to
it's all.
hear.
Hey, I swear to God, man, I was back and my hand was kind of normal. I got back today, my hands all cracked up and stuff again. Like, oh God, I got to get back to putting lotion on out here in this dry ass place, man.
Out there in the desert.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it'd be
Yeah.
brutal, bro. If you don't put lotion on your hands every day, bro, like once or twice a day, your hands be cracking up, man. Like it's brutal. So in the Bay, we got that good air, whatever quality out here. It's
Yeah.
just dry. It's just dry and nasty, man. So, but whatever. It's all good. It's all good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's Raider bars in Utah. Hey, I heard that. That's what's up. But Raiders gonna always show up and show out, man. I'm sure it's a bunch of other Raider
Hey,
around the country.
yeah.
shout out to my son and my wife. I miss y'all. I love y'all. My son in the chat, man. Miss y'all.
Hmm.
Love y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For sure, man. I'm glad you had a second to tap in. So before you go, man, real quick, because we probably ain't going on before the draft anyway, before Thursday. Who
Right.
you taking? Who we taking? Who we taking? What's your pick before you got to get out of here, man?
Yeah, seeing how things are going, obviously, what the teams do, they trade up, trade down, move here, and all that type of shit. But outside of all that, and thinking everybody stays kind of to where they should be doing, teams staying doing what we expect them kind of to do.
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna have an opportunity for us. I see Devin Witherspoon.
Darren
I do.
Witherspoon,
Devin,
Devon,
yeah,
Devon.
I see Devin. I see Devin Witherspoon. I see us getting some good, solid secondary help. If there's a lot of ifs, right? If Jalen Carter is there, where he's taking him. I don't see him being there, so that's
Right.
why I made him. If Will Anderson is there, I see us taking him. If Tyree Wilson is there, but those guys are probably not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
so I think we don't trade back. I think we actually just go solidify a huge position of need in defensive back and getting one of the top defensive back prospects right there. That's what I see. Um, I want any defensive player that's going to contribute to the team and come in and be like a day one contributor. So it really don't matter to me in that sense.
Yes, me
But
too. Amen.
I see Devin Witherspoon. That I'm gonna call Witherspoon because I think a team like Seattle, perhaps, or even See, and it's all depends on who does what. But I see Christian Gonzalez going before Devon Witherspoon, right? So that could be a flip floppy pick, right? It could be Christian Gonzalez if they actually take the flyer on Witherspoon, but I think Witherspoon is there for us, so I'm gonna stick with him.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean,
GQ, we lost you, GQ, but we can't hear your audio no more. I don't know what happened, but we heard you all the way up. You like Witherspoon. All right, Q, where are you at right now?
I mean, I'm same rocking with GQ, man. If Jalen Carter falls to us, I mean, I jump on him.
Second,
right?
yes.
But if not, it's either to me the Gonzalez or Witherspoon, either one of the two.
Right.
You know, and then if we ended up with a corner at that top pick, I think second round, third round, we for sure getting a defensive tackle. For sure.
Right. Yeah, I'm with both of you. I think that I think we're going with Gonzalez. I think they're both there. I think they're both there when let me see here. Hold on. Let me see. You back, GQ?
All right.
Anyway,
and we're back.
I think they're both there when we draft, and I think we go Gonzalez. But I'm good with either one. I'm absolutely fine with either one. I know I hit Samoan Raider up. A lot of you guys know Samoan Raider. Asked him. He wanted to come on tonight, but he got caught into work. And you got to work. You got to work. So I'll get Samoan next time, my brother. But I asked him. Who would you? He was like, man, I want a quarterback. But if not, one of the two cornerbacks. So I don't want a quarterback at all myself.
Well, look. The other half of their team, which is our boy Fitz. You all right? Oos Nation is Samoan Raider and Fitz. Fitz is with us. He wants defense. Yeah. I know that because we done chopped it up. We done chopped it up with Fitz already. He's on the opposite of his co-host, right? We want defense. We want defense. You know what I mean? So I know Fitz. He's right along with us in that same vein. Like, but that's why I said I think we get Witherspoon because I don't think that Levis or AR-15 get picked up early. I don't think that's what I'm saying. It'll change if like the Colts or somebody like if three of the quarterbacks go early, then I see us having an opportunity for Christian Gonzalez and Witherspoon both to make that pick. But I don't think that those quarterbacks are all going to go like everybody thinks they're going to all go in the top 5 picks, all 4 of the quarterbacks. I think that only Bryce gets picked by the Panthers, and I think CJ Stroud goes to somebody like the Colts. I think the Texans go defense with Tyree, and I think the Cardinals, because they don't really need a quarterback either, they go Will Anderson, right? So then I feel like the Colts go CJ Stroud, and then you got the Lions and the Seahawks, and I don't see them. I see one of them getting Seahawks, Pete Carroll. I see him getting Christian Gonzalez, you know what I mean, to help his defense. Mm-hmm. So then that'll leave Witherspoon left for us, right? And then Jalen Carter, or you know what I mean, however you want to put it. Jalen Carter goes.
Jalen Carter falls to us. We better take.
No, he's not. He's not gonna. Jalen Carter's either gonna go to the Seahawks or he's gonna go to the Lions. Is there. If not sooner than that, but I don't see him falling to us, bro. But because of course, right? If he's there, nigga, you got. If they don't take Jalen Carter, and he's there, well, man, boy, I tell you, Zach.
Bruh, exactly.
So that's definitely the missing piece on defense. I mean, we know we need a bunch of pieces, but
we need a bunch of pieces.
We definitely need D tackle help. Mm-hmm. You know, I like the cats that we do have at D tackle as complementary pieces, but if we can go out and get a good stud, somebody that's ready to come in and plug and play, that's what I'm
right
looking for.
away and be there for years. Plug
Yeah.
and play and be there for years. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean that cannot. If you pass up on that, I almost give up on these dudes, bro. I ain't yet. Because you know what it is, Q. No matter what the nonsense that comes out of their mouth, if he's there and they take him, we're just gonna have to ride with whoever it is. We just riding with whoever it happens to be because we fans. We're just giving our opinion.
Raider Nation,
GQ ready.
come
Cheers to
out
you,
and
brother. Cheers. We ready. It's funny.
Look at the young
Draft
G
nonsense.
talking about that Warriors. What you know about them Warriors?
Nah, man, that's the East Siders, man. Stop it.
Oh man, I'm coming out and play, man. I'm the Warriors, man. That's the Warriors, baby. That's the
Hey,
Warriors movie.
you know what? You know what is kind of perplexing me? Even when you look at the mock drafts and you look at everybody's doing their mocks and you look at people and what they're saying about us and who we need in our needs, I don't feel like people are saying linebacker enough. I'm having a real issue with there's not enough linebacker talk going on. Oh yeah, well we got to get down in the front seven D line. Oh, we need secondary help. Oh yeah, and if we get the offensive lineman, I'm like, wait a minute, nigga, we need some linebackers. Why is nobody talking about this?
Right.
What's the fuck?
And I'll tell you why, because I feel the same way as you, but I'll tell you why though, bro. Because they don't have any linebacker that they feel should be taken
That
up
high.
there with that
That's what I was thinking.
you have at 7. So because I was thinking that I actually looked at one mock draft earlier that was like a 3-round mock or whatever. And I loved it. It had us going Gonzalez in the first and had us going another cornerback in the second. And then it had us going, I want to say defensive tackle and linebacker because we have 2 picks in the third. Right. And I love that. Like listening to JT the Brick too, right? And JT's of our mindset. He's like defense. I don't want to hear none of it. Defense. I don't care which one stay put, take, because he honestly thinks that 3 and maybe even 4 quarterbacks are going before us. So that's going to leave us with 3. So basically we'd be starting at like 5, 6, and 7. We'd be like the 3rd pick, assuming we're not getting a quarterback, right? And we got our choice of a monster defensive player to start it off right. The only way, I am okay with trading back if we get enough. We'd have to get enough though, and in that case, I wouldn't mind maybe picking up one of these other cornerbacks, Jerry Porter Jr. Is it Jerry Porter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of Penn State, someone like that. And if you're able to maybe pick up another like an early second or something with that, if you can get good enough for it, then maybe going linebacker. I think the first linebackers ain't coming off till either very late in the first or even the second round in most mock. But most mock drafts are bullshit. Sean Johnson's in the building. This dude right here is the man. He sends me stuff almost every day on Instagram Messenger with all kind. Right.
Oh yeah. I wasn't necessarily saying that we should have taken a linebacker in the first round with that pick. I'm just saying the lack of talk around linebacker at all. You know what I mean? Just the lack of yeah. Definitely wouldn't take a linebacker in the first.
I just think that the reason is because all the like talk what people really want to hear is the first round is so glamorous, right? The first round,
right.
So that's what they lean all the hype on too, and all this where you need to go or whatever. And Sean Johnson, man, we appreciate you being in here, man, and we appreciate that he's throwing some. Yeah, there's no first round linebackers and Drew Sanders, Jack Campbell, 38. He got a third rounder with Dorian Williams. That you know what I'm saying? Suave in the building. Cuban squad was good, my brother.
All might go forward. Hey, so James Jones said something interesting today. Now, this is obviously complete opposite of our philosophy, but he said it, and although I wouldn't necessarily go with it, I thought about it and I was like, damn, that kind of would be devastating. He said, because with everybody picking who all they're picking, you know who is available right there? Bijan Robinson. He was like, you go get Bijan and put him with Josh Jacobs, and that fucking 1-2 punch running back combo is like, he's like, just run down everybody's throat downhill. I wouldn't like it for our need, but just in just looking at it hypothetically, like, damn, that would be beastie. That shit would be beastie because Bijan he's going to be a generational running back talent, bro. He is talented, but we just don't have a need for that. You know what I mean? What else, Suave?
Yeah, not at 7.
But that shit would be crazy. That shit would be crazy though. That would be a crazy ass backfield.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Hey, I don't know. You know what? I swear this sounds terrible. I want to draft the O lineman just because I've heard people like Wasted and other people say, if we draft the O lineman at 7, I'm throwing my computer in. I just want to see that. That's what, like, come on, bro. Come on, man. There's when you speak that into existence, there's a shot we're taking Paris Johnson. Is that his name? Or the other one, whatever.
Yeah, Peter Skronsky, and Paris Johnson. Yeah, both those guys.
We're taking one of them, bro. So here's another argument, actually, because this is where I thought you were going to go. I just didn't think you were going to go running back.
Right.
And so I didn't hear what James Jones talk earlier, but I almost am. Because we have so many picks, and I'm okay if you pick up some linebacker. We definitely need linebacker help, and if you can get some of the better linebackers in the draft in the second round, I'm okay. Second, third round, I'm okay getting them there. But what if we went all offense? Because we all know the defense wins championships and this, that, and the other. The last 5 years, it ain't necessarily been that way per se. I mean,
you got to be able to score.
You got to be able to score, though. So, I mean, I'm okay at some point trying to let's be the Golden State Warriors of the Don Nelson era with Run TMC. Let's just try to outscore motherfuckers, bro.
Bro, that's Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk Rams, bro, the greatest show on turf. You know what I mean?
You know?
Yeah, get your defensive lead. Yeah,
KC to some extent.
They've been picking up offensive pieces, though. You know what I'm saying? They've been picking up
free agency. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, wide receivers. They traded Waller, but then they still picked up who I think is a decent tight end, and Austin
Hooper. Yeah,
I think he's decent for, especially. I think he'll fit in perfectly with Devontae and Renfro and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah,
I would like to build a little bit of offensive line depth a little later at mid in the draft. You know,
right. I'm just saying. I was saying controversy, bro. I want to go all defense and a couple offensive line pieces.
Right.
And they say this is a deep tight end draft too. So with the Austin, maybe we can wait on tight end an extra round or two.
Yeah. Like the fifth or one of the fourths.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kittle was got in the 4th or 5th round, and a lot of it's rare that tight ends go first round.
Right. Tight ends, yeah, right. Tight ends, yeah. So, I mean, oh no. I mean, I like to hear Suave, my brother, man. What are you thinking? What everyone in here, Sean Johnson's, D Menace's, Squid, who do y'all want to draft? I just want to know where y'all want to go.
Where
Like
we
I
going
said,
7?
go quarterback. I do not want to go quarterback. However, for the sake of argument, what if somehow, some crazy way, a CJ Stroud fell to 7 and you didn't even have to trade up, and he sits there at 7?
Mm.
Then what do you do?
I take CJ Stroud.
Mm.
At
Yeah.
7.
I mean, for the sake of argument, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
possible, but
I
anything
mean,
is possible.
I guess he scored low on the Wonderlic. It's not the Wonderlic test anymore. It's called the S2. He
Whatever.
scored way lower than Young
They-
and Levis and all them and Richardson. He scored way lower.
Right.
So I heard he's dropped a little bit. I mean, man,
Hey,
he can play football, man. He's
Right.
41
But that's
touchdowns, 6 picks.
why I say I would see him going like when we say falling, because at first he was pretty much going to be the number 1 pick, right? It was either him and Bryce Young, 1A, 1B. You can swap it out, was whatever. But that's why I said I see him somewhere around the Colts. You know what I mean? At like 4 or 5, whatever their pick is. I see him falling to there. I don't see him coming all the way to us, but yeah, to like the Colts. You know what I mean? I see that happening. And shit, if you pass, you guys, Pete Carroll might surprise the fuck out of you. You know, they got Geno, but shit, if he's there for Seahawks, maybe, that's Pete Carroll's
Right,
type of quarterback too. You feel me? He might pull the trigger on that shit.
right. Real talk.
D-Menace all
Because you
day.
don't know. Nobody's trying to play their hand. You know, everybody's talking this and talking that as far as the teams go. You don't know who's going to come out of nowhere and trade up late, which throw the draft in a upside down.
Right.
So that's always a big factor in it too. But where we sit right now, like you said, because Geno signed 3 years, 105, but Geno in his 30s, you just never know. He finally had a real good season. Are they just gonna sit pat and just let him, just ride out with him? You
Right.
don't know. Houston, who I think needs a quarterback, you hear rumors that they're thinking about not taking one, which is
Right.
crazy to me.
Right. But because but damn, which is true, right? But if you don't feel that CJ Stroud is the type of quarterback that Bryce Young is, and obviously Levis is not, and if you don't take, the flyer on AR-15,
Levis might even go 1 now, bro.
how he's not going 1?
I know.
How
I'm
yeah,
just saying.
you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to
like
look.
4 or something now. To me, that's insane, bro.
The Texans are not going to want to have Tyree Wilson get picked up by somebody in their conference, their division, and have to see that cat twice a year, and he puts up like 2 or 3 sacks on their ass every game. Every time you see them, they'd be kicking themselves in the ass for passing up on him.
I've seen every mock draft, Devner. I've seen so many mock drafts. I've seen everybody fall to us except for Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
I think that's the only person. I mean, I've seen us in mock drafts been able to get Jalen Carter. I've seen us in mock drafts get Will Anderson. I've seen us get Tyree Wilson. I've literally seen everyone. Gonzalez, Witherspoon, like everyone. I'm like, except Bryce Young. That's the only one I haven't seen us get in a mock draft. So I'm just like, basically, everyone's just throwing out whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can throw out the same. We can throw out whatever too, and it's gonna have just as good a chance as any of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Because nobody wants to play their hand. Everybody's playing coy, bringing in people they know they're not going to draft just to make you think that I'm thinking about them. You know.
And I mean, you play that shit, and then maybe you might be able to trade back a pick or two and pick up some extra picks. You feel me? Like, hey, man, we out here trying to do to get whatever we can, man. That's why I'm not terribly upset with trading back. I know Sean Johnson put up a little while ago our picks, 12 picks. I could see it right there. First, we got 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. So, but I'm not mad at getting more. I'm not mad if we end up with like 14 picks or something.
Because the way I feel about that, Thor, I just think that your first, second, third round draft picks, we need help. Those picks can come in and start immediately.
Immediately. That's so. So that's where I'm at. Q. That's why I don't think you can take an offensive lineman, even though he will probably start immediately, because I feel like that these crap. I'm not going to say that yet. These dudes that came over from New England, Ziegler and what's his name, they need someone to make an impact. An offensive lineman can make an impact, but not an impact that the fans are going to see. So in order for them, they need that to be seen. They need that to be seen by punk ass Mark Davis. They need that to be seen by Raider fans. They need a dude coming in, tearing up the quarterback. They need a dude coming in, intercepting balls. That's why I don't think we take a quarterback, because he's definitely not going to start. I don't care. Jimmy G's going to start. Like he sit a year or two. So now your first round pick's got to sit a year or two, right? An offensive lineman just doesn't do enough things that you can see on the field for the average fan. Because let's not get it twisted. Vegas is full of, I hate to say it, but fake fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might see that shit, but that's not what sells.
Not even just Vegas, man. No, nobody's like a lot
In general,
of fans.
in general,
a lot of fans just aren't into it like we are. And as much as I watch college football and kind of know some of the players and have watched some of them, it's just I ain't gonna throw that blanket on Vegas, but just fans in general.
In general,
everybody wants to splash.
My bad. I'd have thought a little body blowing there.
Everybody wants to splash, man, and with your offensive line being ranked in the top 15 last year, which was supposed to be a weak link.
Number 11.
That was top 15.
Yeah.
So I want to get more offensive lineman help just for competition and people getting hurt. But I want to do that a little later in the draft. Maybe get a guard. I don't know what everybody thinks about Andre James. I thought he was decent last year. I've heard
he was decent.
Yeah, I've heard he's really good, and I've heard he was really horrible. I thought he was decent for a first year starting, first year really ever playing.
Right in the middle of it all.
Right in the middle of it all. Calling signals, calling plays. I mean, that's the quarterback of your offensive line. So I definitely don't want to go tackle at 7 because I think, they re-signed Illuminor. So that, it wasn't big money. I think it was 1 year, $3 million. Brandon Jackson, who got hurt last year, is back on, 1 year, $1 million. It's not a whole, nothing to break the bank. But these dudes want to stay in the NFL, and they young and hungry.
Yeah, right.
The competition is big. Especially when you're trying to, you're trying to get better, and you don't want nobody thinking that they got locked in on the spot pretty much anywhere. So I'm all for, just continue to make all aspects of. We got enough picks to touch on a basis of on a lot of different needs of the team.
Right. Yeah. Right. So see, and I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting some right guard help for sure later on in the second or third round. I just think that first pick has to make a splash. That's all. I just think it has to.
Sure.
For the just for the optics of it all. Is it that's how you say it, right? For the optics of it all. So we'll see. Hey, Anthony Estrada said, all I ask is don't draft Hooker. I want to draft Hooker bad, but not before the third round. But I just want to draft Hooker just for the jersey, for the Hookers and cocaine jersey. I should have brought my little thing I brought in Mexico. It's the Hookers and Below flag.
Hey, we draft Hendon Hooker, man.
Cocaine jersey.
We draft Hendon Hooker. That'll be right up Elwood's alley.
Yeah, for sure, man. My bad, Anthony Estrada, man. I'm not mad if we get him in like the third round, bro. But I know now they're talking about that dude going in the first round, even, and I'm like, bro, he ain't a first round quarterback, man.
And this is my thing with I haven't said too much about Hendon Hooker, and I like Hendon Hooker, but I just don't. He's coming off an ACL, so he's pretty much not going to play this upcoming season.
Yeah.
He's over there in that offense with I think it's Stoops, one of the Stoops brothers. The guy, the brother from Oklahoma. Their offense is always in college. Their offense is always explosive.
Right.
We remember Oklahoma with the Jason Whites. I think he won the Heisman and just never panned out. When Hendon Hooker got hurt, they brought in Milton. Joe Milton, who was the transfer from Michigan, and he balled out just like Hendon Hooker did.
So it could just be the system.
It could be the system.
Right.
Right. I like him, but I definitely not first round for me personally.
Hell no. Bro. Oh, when they say
7, but I'm just
when people say I'm throwing my computer if we draft an offensive lineman at 7.
Yeah,
I'm throwing my computer if we draft Hendon Hooker at 7, bro. I'm throwing it up, man. Nah. I'm gonna be close. I'm gonna throw my phone. I need a new phone anyway. My shit old as hell. But if we draft Hendon Hooker in the second round, I'm throwing my phone. If we get him in the third round, I'm not too mad.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, all right, whatever. We got 2 picks in the third. So yeah, I don't know.
There's a couple quarterbacks I like, kind of mid to late draft, man.
Hold on, real quick. GQ back in here. Let me bring him back in real quick. All right, what are the quarterbacks you like late again, Q?
I kind of like the dude, Jake Hayner. He's out of Fresno State. Started off at the University of Washington.
But you know that.
I like the boy Clayton Tune out of Houston.
Okay.
we're talking mid to late. You know what I mean?
I'm traumatized. I don't want shit to do with Fresno State.
Thor. We just had this conversation when I was with you on the weekend.
Yeah,
I said I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say Fresno State, and people just gonna boycott Fresno State quarterbacks now.
Hell no. Hell no. Hey, but I just want to come back on. I want to come back on real quick. I'm about to leave, but I want to leave without saying bye to y'all, man. Raider Nation, I love y'all. You already know I do it for y'all. Nation or nothing. Take your shots, baby. And I'm gonna holler at y'all later, baby. GQ Raider. I'm out, y'all. Love y'all.
For sure. Love you back, dog. Be safe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, bro. So I traumatized, but I feel you, bro. I feel you. And if you judge him because of where he went to school, that's like judging a dude because they came from Richmond, California, or Oakland, or Vallejo, or North Las Vegas, or wherever the hell, right? It's not his fault he went there. He bought it out there, and if you get him late, he might work out. I mean, I'm not mad.
The one thing about the drafts, man, especially when it gets into the later rounds, when you play football, people have been playing football their whole life. And for me, quarterbacks that go somewhere, say college, when they go to college and they start 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I think that, even like the Brock Purdy, somebody starts 2 or 3 years in college, you put them in an offense, it's going to be faster, but you put them in a proper situation with a decent O-line and some weapons.
Yeah.
Either you can play football or you can't.
Right.
So
the 2 or 3
because sometimes
years
you get these one-hit wonders, and I got to say this real quick. Sometimes you get these one-hit wonders. I never forget, Mitch Trubisky at North Carolina didn't even start. He started 1 year. The dude who he was behind did not go to the NFL, did not get drafted, but then he goes, plays 1 year in North Carolina, has a good season, and all of a sudden the Bears trade up to grab Mitch Trubisky in front of Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, quarterbacks that Deshaun Watson had won championships and threw for 400 against Alabama's defense. But we're trading up to draft Mitch Trubisky. So, because it's the flashy thing.
What a joke that was. Right,
What
right, right. The start 2 or 3 years or that man. I mean, you look at any player that played 3 years solid, started 3 years solid, or even 4 year starters, bro.
right.
Shit. I mean,
Man, that's a grown man.
they for real. They grown men, man. Right, the one hit wonders. You never know. They come in with the right situation, and timing is everything in life,
Right,
though. Right, timing is
right.
everything. So they just happen to come in at the that to me that's part. Yeah, that we don't want. That we don't
When
want.
a
So
quick analogy to basketball. That's why sometimes in March Madness, the one
mhm,
and dones don't usually win. It's normally a little older team, got some veteran players who've been there 2, 3 years.
yeah, yeah,
Even with the Warriors, man, off topic, but when the Warriors drafted Draymond Green in the second round, when they drafted him, I thought it was a great pickup because he was the player of the year at Michigan State in that
mhm,
conference. You get a grown man that comes in as a smart basketball player that's been through some stuff. When
right,
you one and dones are great. We've had a lot of them that did great, but you've had a lot of them that you heard once and never heard from ever again.
yeah,
But when you get somebody that's been seasoned and you can see some experience over a couple years, I just think that's big
yeah.
instead of
No,
somebody that just comes in and starts 1 year.
I hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. Man, I don't know. I'm still. We'll see, bro. Is hope springs eternal, right? Hope springs eternal with the draft because again, I still feel like 6-11 was not necessarily who we are. You are who your record is, but I don't think we were the truth as far as being like a Super Bowl contender. But I do feel like we were a playoff contender, and we should have been a playoff team, and fuck, maybe we might have got beaten in that first playoff game again. Who knows? But I think that we're not as far off as the 6-11 looks. Not as far off as
Oh
the
yeah,
6-11 looks. So
and
so a solid draft gives us a shot.
and even when you get in the playoffs, I love when you get in the playoffs. We were just talking with some coworkers about this earlier. When you get in the playoffs, you have a shot and
Mhm.
you get the experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna take your lumps. It's rare. It's rare that a team gets in the playoffs for the first time in a few years and they just run the table. That's rare. Normally, you
Mhm.
got to get in there, take your lumps, um, learn how to lose. Honestly, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And get humble. It took Jordan a while. It took Shaq a while. It takes, sometimes you got to get there and lost and feel that pain and feel that hurt and get that, and get some
Yeah.
experience
Yeah,
and learn how
yeah,
to win.
definitely, bro. Definitely, man. I mean, even the Warriors weren't overnight. They weren't overnight like we got in the playoffs
Right.
and won it all. A lot of people forget we were in the year before, and I think we played San Antonio. We were maybe a 6 seed. They were a 3 seed.
Right.
We were up maybe 3-1 or 3-2 and had a shot to finish them off and couldn't quite do it.
Right.
Olale, senors in the building. That's hella
Yeah.
funny. I think Melissa was answering Corey when he said, "What's going on, Melissa?" And Senor was just putting in, can't wait till tomorrow because Senor's coming in tomorrow and
For
I'll
sure.
pick him up, we'll be drinking, kicking it. And Melissa happened to respond to Corey saying, hey, get my liver ready for draft weekend. That just kind of was
Wow.
hella funny.
Yeah,
Uh
for sure.
yeah, for sure. More than one, for sure, for sure. Um,
Hey,
yeah,
but
so
to what you were saying, though, yeah, the Warriors won the title in 2015, but they made the playoffs in 2013, 2014, and got knocked out, I think, the first round both times, if I'm not mistaken. But you got to get in there and get that experience. So
yeah.
I was hoping we had the whole traumatic experience when we did make the playoffs with a player going to jail, the coach, getting fired for, y'all know what it is. It's just, but to make it, but then we got to, once again, now here we go again, switching out general managers, head coach.
Hmm.
So, that's tough because you come in with a whole new system. And
Right.
it took the coaches, a few weeks to figure out what they had and what they were doing. You know, some
Right.
people y'all hated them throughout the whole season. I thought they got a little bit better. And Patrick Graham, some people hate Patrick Graham. So let's get Patrick Graham some talent in this
Let's get
draft,
talent.
so there's no excuses for
Right.
him. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, that's for real, man. You can call Patrick Graham crap all you want, but you gave him crap. Like, what do you
Right.
do when he's working with crap, right? But I mean,
Right.
you kind of
And it
are.
wasn't many games. There weren't many games, but the few games the defense finally held the teams to 13 and 16, the offense can't score. It's just crazy.
Right. So
But when the offense is scoring 34, the defense can't stop nobody.
Exactly.
They
But I
would get
mean,
some timely stops at the end, but y'all know what I'm saying.
yeah. Hey, continuity is huge, Q. Continuity is huge, man.
Huge.
Like when you're around people like that you've been around all the time, you know, like when you watch teams like bringing up basketball, or whatever it may be, dominoes. Like when you're around people and you do the same thing a lot, and you know what their move is, you know. So now you come in, you got a whole new system. So yeah, and you know, I talked a lot of shit about our old quarterback leader, but he was given the short end of the stick as far as he had to keep getting new systems and stuff. But we need you to make play. I digress. I'm not trying to go off on that tangent, but it would be nice to see again. They came in, they didn't have a pick till the third round, and that pick worked out okay, actually, right?
Right.
For him or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
he came in and got some good time.
I mean, he got a year under his belt. He got a little seasoning in him. You know what I'm saying? So you can hope that he's going to get a little better, and he's got some years in him to continue to, you know, keep being good, solid as a third round starter in the league, kind of thing, right? Now you get real picks, and so now let's see what they could do with real picks, and give them a chance. You know. I listen to JT the Brick a lot, you know, come out here and so on and whatever, and Raider Nation Radio. And one thing I appreciate about JT, and I see JT at every home game in the parking lot, and we talk and whatever, is that he's optimistic no matter what. That's one thing, Q. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish Omar was in here too. Optimistic. You, me. I mean, we know whatever. Everyone talks shit, whatever, when we're just talking to each other sometimes about some shit. But we're pissed off at losing. No one wants to lose. But we're optimistic, and we find ways we should win, and we find why players should be better. And we wish they had that same insight to themselves in some sort, you know. So I think whatever happens, we're gonna find out how optimistic a lot of people are, man. Some people are gonna. There's the one dude when we draft Cleveland Farrell. I think people always throw up that picture. There's a dude like he was at the draft with his Raider hat on, confused as hell, and
as we all were.
As we all were. He just got caught in a bad spot at a bad time, and now he's a meme or whatever you call that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, we might be like that for a second, and hopefully we don't get caught on camera if that's the case. I hope it's not. But
the crazy thing about that part is we don't get paid millions of dollars like the general managers and the coaches. And sometimes when they make picks, me with my armchair quarterback, my couch GM hat on, knows that's a horrible pick. Yeah. What are you doing?
Right.
Like, so the Cleveland Farrell, I mean, I'm sorry. You know, we've had a bunch of those memories over the last, decade or so. Yeah, just crazy. I want to get back to what you were saying about continuity, though, and I think that's huge. I think a lot of us thought that our weak spot, and a lot of us still think it and don't know, but our weak spot last year was going to be O-line. And it's easier to run block than it is to pass block. It
Yeah.
makes the play action better. You got this dude in front of you, go drive him into the ground. So with all the new starters we had last year, Andre James starting for the first time,
Yeah.
new guards, we had some totally blown assignments at times, and it
Yeah.
looked bad at times, and it looked like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what are we doing? But it was a blown assignment. They're still working in progress. We were cutting offensive linemen during the season and
Yeah.
picking them up. So I just
Bro.
thought for them to finish top like at 11, I always say top 15, but for them to finish at 11, I mean
At 11.
that's amazing. So now you put them back together for a second year. Andre James, if he's the center, he knows
Youngsters.
same system, knows he's better.
Yeah.
I just think that continuity just
Mhm.
continuing to grow and get better.
Right. Because now you're saying, so now we're saying, especially if maybe you grab an O lineman in the third round or even second or third round, again, like Farm, and you can build that old lineup to where you can have all to me, all
Like
it's gonna get better. Now you're talking about a top 10 old line. Now you're talking about a top 10 old line. If you could build the defense up, because let's be honest, we got a couple pieces. We don't have near enough pieces, but we got a couple pieces with Max and Chandler. I mean, people can be mad at Chandler, but in the same sense, Chandler came into a new system. His second half of the year was a lot better. You get him a little more help. I mean, if he had help from linebackers and cornerbacks being able to help. I mean, good linebackers will help stop the run. They'll help with covering the tight ends. Giving a little more time because we all know that a half a second, even, right? I know that don't sound like shit, but a half a second is
it's
so
huge.
huge. It's so huge. You get an extra half a second. I mean, an extra half a second. I mean, shit, Max might have been defensive player of the year or some shit. Who knows, right? And Chandler Jones might have not looked as bad as people thought he did.
Right.
I mean, and maybe you draft, maybe you go defense, and you grab offensive line in the 4th round or the 5th round that can kind of help, because you're like, we're not too worried about this offensive line. They're young. They were top 11. They were number 11. They're top 15. We'll just go with that. And so they're going to get better. And so now your D can start just building up and everything. I think the continuity of the D, the continuity of the offensive line, because I mean, you talk about Andre James and Farham. Is that how you say that? Parham or whatever you say his name.
Yeah, I know
You talk about them coming into the O line, and as much as we like you, I think right before the first week of the season, we cut someone who we thought was going to be a starter. Maybe after week 1, we cut someone.
Right, we cut somebody else during the season, early in the season. Yep.
Right. So now, if you're getting this full time to get together, they're knowing the system more. You know what I'm saying, and then you have them starting to just everything comes together more, man. Banana homie in the building. What's up, B? Yeah.
You
know. B, I'm gonna holler at you a little later about tomorrow too.
A lot of people don't remember, man. I remember we drafted Gabe. I think it was Gabe Jackson in like the third or 4th round.
Yeah.
And he ended up being starting out the gate, being a perennial starter for 8 to 10 years.
Yep.
I think Sean Johnson mentioned a couple offensive linemen that were, some good, that would be good to take in the 2nd or 3rd round. They're out there, man. You don't take guards. Guards normally don't go in the 1st round. So you can go get you a mauler or somebody that a real beast in the 2nd, 3rd round. They got good players there.
Yeah.
That's why I just think that them second and 3rd round picks for us are going to be huge.
Huge.
You have to build through the draft, man.
You have to, bro.
And we've missed so much of our early picks if they would have just been half decent, we would have been in a lot better shape.
We're a lot better
just
shape.
half decent.
Half decent. But you know, I digress with you. We're not. But this is the time. This is the time,
This
man.
is
We
the
got
time,
a ton
right?
of picks. We got a ton 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 of picks, man. Get it right, man. Get it right. That's one thing I keep saying is I kind of don't care too much if we go corner or we go defensive line. Even if it's edge, we feel like we have the edge all set up. Well, not all. I mean, but imagine you got Max, because we know Max's motor goes 100 all day, every day. And then you got Chandler, but he's able to rotate a lot, you know.
Rotate, keep him fresh. I mean, Chandler's like 32. He's not going to be here too much longer. This might be his second year and his last year with the Raiders. So I got to double check the guaranteed money and all that. But I know he signed a 3-year deal. But the contracts are normally, those type of contracts are normally front loaded. So if you can get somebody to learn behind a Chandler Jones and share some time and keep him fresh.
Yep.
And like I said, competition is big, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so, you know, I don't know. So I almost don't mind trading back too, man, because I mean, you get I'm gonna just go out there and say, especially with our draft, but with all drafts, you get so many busts, right? You get, I mean, it's just, I mean, heads or tails. You know what I'm saying? We lose a lot of coin flips. We lose a lot of coin flips, man. That's terrible. But heads or tails. So the more picks you have, kind of the better chance you have to get enough of them right. Like I'm like, man, I'm hoping to get four good starters out of a draft and four or five good pieces that are able to come in here and there and spell people. Well, the more picks you have, the better shot you have at that. Obviously, everyone wants them big names, but let's be honest, 50% of the big names end up being shit.
You're right. Exactly.
So if you can find a way, but then we don't know what other teams are willing to give up. So
exactly. It's got to be worth it.
Right, if you could get the right deal.
Right.
Now, obviously, we're not behind the scene. We're not in there with them, and anyone who talks on YouTube ain't behind there with them either. So all we can do is just give our opinion, right?
And also, what I'm thinking, if they do get a corner at number 7, I'm thinking hopefully maybe Nate Hobbs will go back to the slot corner where he played really good at his rookie year. You know, really good. But then last year they tried to put him on the outside, and I know he had some injuries. I know his hand was broken. He had a club on his hand or something along those lines, but he just wasn't the same.
Right.
He wasn't the same.
Right, and that's not where he shined at, right? I mean,
right, exactly.
Some people are. That's what they are. He's a slot corner. That's what he is designed to be. So right. So, I mean, like I said, I saw one mock today that had us going Gonzalez and then getting some other cornerback in the second round, and then going D tackle and then going linebacker in the third because we got 2 picks in the third, right?
Right.
You know, I love that. I don't even remember what the name. I remember Gonzalez, but I don't even remember or care. I'm just like, at this point, need to me is bigger, and the need is pretty much all on defense, bro. I mean, people could talk whatever shit they want about Jimmy G, but he's gonna be kind of solid for the next year or two. I think. I mean, you know, and then if you really start worrying about it, maybe you go quarterback in a year, or like you said, there's some late round draft quarterbacks. You like kid out of Fresno. There's the dude out of UCLA, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I can see getting him in the 5th round. You know what I'm saying? And you get a quarterback in the 5th round. There's no pressure on them. He knows he's going to come in. He's going to back up. He's going to learn the system. Who's the cat we picked up? The old quarterback. What's his name?
Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer. he can sit behind, whoever. He can sit behind him and Jimmy G, and they can help teach him the system, give him,
Learn, yeah, exactly.
and
Because when you
so
draft a quarterback in the later in the draft, you're obviously not counting on him playing.
at all. Right.
Brady was drafted in the 6th round, but he didn't come in and just play.
No.
I mean, he's at the bench. Purdy came in as their third quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft,
Right.
and he
Right.
didn't come in and just play. It just so
Right.
happened, as things went on and people got hurt,
Yeah.
it was next man up. So,
Yeah.
some people are mad about the Hoyer signing. We need a veteran backup. Let's just be real. We need
Yeah.
a veteran
Right.
backup. I don't want the rookie to have to be the second
The same.
string.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's I'm optimistic. I feel like optimistic. Oh, that's what we call him, Omar. I feel like optimistic. Man. Until I know what GQ said it. That was the 2 weeks ago or whatever. Hey, what people? Because people. Oh well, Jimmy G. When will he be hurt? When is he going to be the starter? When's he going to get? He is until he's not. Man, he's I'm not. I think,
Indeed.
hey, stay healthy until he gets hurt. He ain't hurt, bro.
Hey man,
Until he started, I'm good with
exactly.
it. Bro. He wins games as far as I've seen.
And Thor, you a Cal guy, you know what I'm saying?
Chase
Hopefully Chase Garbers, this coaching staff, general manager, they picked him up. And we in the Bay Area, we know Cal's been crap for a few years. And Chase Garbers been he was a starter for 2 or 3 years with not a lot of weapons over there. So hopefully they see something in him and he develops good. I mean, I'm throwing a dart at a wall, but I'm just saying.
Sometimes they stick in the bullseye. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is, man. Until they're not, and here's another thing, man. Like a lot of these, when we draft people, once they get drafted, people bro. Once they're on your team and once they're part of your squad, back their ass up. I don't care what your feelings are. I gotta say that before we get out here.
Facts.
Back them up, man. Red Nation, if you listen to us, whoever that dude is, back them up until they ain't here no more. But people talk all that once a Redder, always a Redder, but they be giving up on people way too early. Stop it. That's all.
And you got to push for them, man. You got to root for them. It is what it is. They part of the family, whether like them or not. Me and Thor know we got some players that we didn't care for, didn't want on our team, or didn't want to draft, but I'm rooting for you harder than anybody.
You ride with them,
bro. I want to win. This got to work. I need this to work.
Yeah. Right. I mean, make it work, man. Find a way to make it work. That's all we say, man.
Period.
I don't know. I'm excited. Q, you'll be out here for the draft.
Yeah, I'm official now.
Yep. I see you in 2 days. I see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
And I can't wait. Right on, D man. As you know, man, we riding with them until that. While they here, we riding with them, man. So, and I said this before on one thing. I'm a poker player, and I remember one of my homeboys gave me this poker book one time, and it wasn't one of the big poker books that people like the Doyle Brunsons or whatever that people have talk about, but it was called Poker and positive thinking and the power of positive thinking. What in football also, bro. Hey, positive vibes and good vibes go a long way. Q, I remember. I remember that time they was booing. Who was it? McClown or whoever?
Yeah, McClown. Yeah, all that.
Whatever his name was, and they were chanting for Jamarcus.
Right.
I think it was Jamar. They were chanting for whoever. I think it was Jamarcus, right? And it was like, but we was in the middle of a game where we was about to win. We ended up winning too, I think, with him in. It was Steelers. It was so we definitely won because Big Ben didn't ever win in Oakland. Now I'm gonna keep reminding every Steeler fan that they never won in Oakland.
Right.
So But you gotta give people, man. You gotta give people them positive. Bro. That shit, man. When a crowd, that's why it's called home field, man.
Right.
When the crowd gets behind you, and you start hearing, man, it gives you see teams get life in all sports, bro. So we gotta ride with these dudes, man.
Hey
We
man,
got
y'all know me and Thor are Warrior fans, man. When we had the debacle at the last game, and all of a sudden somehow the Kings got the ball with 10 seconds to go, down one.
one. Oof.
You know, Thor
Oof.
was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we lost this
I,
game."
I felt weak
Stop
for a
it.
minute, bro.
Stop
I
it.
was weak for a minute.
D
You
up.
got me back in there,
D
man.
up. D
Get
up.
up, get
D
up,
up.
man.
I
I
don't
was
want to
down
hear
for a
that.
hot second, but you
We,
said that,
we need
man.
10
I got
seconds.
up
D
and
up.
let's go, D. Let's go, D, man.
And D it
Hey,
up. You know what I mean?
it all
Positive
hit.
affirmations, man.
Yeah,
When you get too negative, man, that's when the negative happens. So, you
yep,
know, I'm always an optimist, and I'm always think we're going to win. I don't care who we
yep,
play.
yep, for sure. So we
Man,
finna
and
just keep
shout
riding
out to
like
Samantha, aka Sam. I see she popping shots in the in the comments.
yeah,
You know how
for
we
sure.
do, Raider Nation Drinking Club.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
so so we finna be out here on Thursday. Who knows? We might fuck around and decide to go live after round one or whatever, and just
For
kind of
sure.
how we feel about it. Um, I don't know. We finna be at. I mean, if you're down, I mean, I'm gonna be there. But if you ready to, the black hole parties at Palms or whatever. So we finna try to get there and kick it with with the Black Hole family, man. I heard JT talking about it on the radio today. I think he's gonna
Yeah.
end up being there now too. Um, so everyone's gonna be there, man. Senor's coming in tomorrow. You saw him on here earlier. Violator, I heard him on the radio today. He'll be there. Gorilla, all them OGs. One thing about Violator, Gorilla, them fools are like you think we optimistic. They super optimistic. So man, I love that. I love that attitude, man. I love that attitude, man. And let's just keep fighting, man. And whoever we bring in, and for me, I just hope it's all defense. But whatever way they decide to go, that's what we gotta rock with, man. It's fam, man. It's fam. You ride with the fam, right, Q?
All day.
We ride
All
with the
day.
fam.
So, yeah.
They wrong, you ride with the fam, bro.
Draft day, man. I'm down for whatever. You know, what I mean, we're gonna push and make it do what it do.
Yeah,
And then, like you said on when I saw your post on Facebook, man, we're gonna have a new Raider will be born, man.
a
You
new
know,
Raider will be born, man.
hopefully it's a
12 of
big
them. At this point, it's 12 of them.
right,
But it'll only be one unless we trade back and somehow end up with two
right.
picks. But when I can
But
think about,
that first round pick is gonna be the one
yep,
that's
yep,
gonna be on the poster. That's gonna be, you know,
yep,
given off to the fans. Like, he's supposed to be the one. The seventh
yep,
round pick gonna be a Raider too, if he
yep,
make the team.
yep,
You know what I'm
yep,
saying? So that and I like the way they do it. They do it prime time. So the first round is on Thursday. So you get
yep.
your pick and you got all night to talk about it, salivate over, cuss it out, whatever. But that's gonna
Whatever it may
it
be.
will be a new
Hey,
Raider.
yep. And if you cuss it out, you cuss it out amongst your peoples. But then in
Amongst the
public,
people.
you ride, and
Period.
you ride with them, man. We ride with
Period.
them. Period.
Period.
So let's go get it done, man. Let's go get it done. Uh,
Indeed.
for sure, man. Right on cue, man. I'm glad we was able to get this going tonight, man. And like thank GQ for chiming in for a minute. I know he's out there working out in a different time zone. He got to be at work and whatever. But it's too bad he won't be around this weekend for the draft. But we'll try to hold it down, and if we get back on or not, we'll let all y'all know and try to do it big, man. You know what I'm saying? And
For
we
sure.
finna be
We're
getting
gonna make
around.
it see
I
what
know
it
it's
do.
a lot of events going on out here in Vegas. I know the draft's in KC this year. Fuck the Queefs. Had to throw that out real quick. It's always good to say fuck the queefs. But we'll
Make sure
be
y'all
out
like
here.
and subscribe, man. Tap in, like and subscribe. Thank everybody for tapping in too.
Sure. For sure. I know Oos Nation. I said Samoan hit me, text me right before he got called into work tonight. He was going to try to come on. He couldn't make it. It's all good. I know his homeboy Fitz was on a couple weeks ago, part of Oos Nation. They doing their little thing. I know Craft and Wasted and all them, they doing their little thing somewhere. And obviously we doing the Black Hole Party on Thursday. We might try to swing through and holler at them maybe on Friday for a minute. I got family coming in Friday night. So I mean, I might swing by there for a minute. I might even swing by there Thursday after depending if they still kicking it after. We might be so hyped up. Who knows? Because who knows what's going to happen. But
hey, we're going to be hyped up for that second, third round on Friday.
Oh, big time.
Come 7 o'clock, y'all know what it is. It's dubs on mine. So we got
day,
that dubs game. You know what I mean?
Hey, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait, man. That's gonna be on it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So on and cracking for sure. All good, man. We appreciate y'all. Q, I know I got to get up out of here.
For sure.
But we appreciate all y'all for being here. My lovely wife, Melissa, GQ's wife, Sam, been in here all night. D Menace, my brother, man. We can't wait for you guys to get back out here. Bro, my brother, my Nana brother even popped in. Everyone who's been in here, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Sean Johnson, everyone. We appreciate all the good shit, Senor, and I'll see you tomorrow. Corey and Dog.
All that, yeah.
For sure. Much love, man. All right. We out of here, my peeps. Q,
yes,
my brother.
Yee. Dottie, I see you.
Dottie,